Well, hello everyone, Dylan here with another LEGO Star Wars Summer 2025 review, and this one's on the Force Burner Snowspeeder of Rebuild the Galaxy, or in the case of this one, uh, Pieces of the Past as well. But yeah, so on the front of the box here, we have the LEGO Star Wars logos and also the stripy border like we've seen on the other Rebuild the Galaxy sets last year, but now being but now under the logo saying Pieces of the Past, of which the second season of this show. But yeah. And then the three minifigs included, picture of the set in action, and then recommended ages is 7 up. Set number 75414 has 349 pieces. Then on the back side of the box, see the set in a resting position and both the features of it and the logos again, and there. And now on to the instruction manual, of which odd rendering that has been going on for quite some time. And then the transition from plastic bags to paper bags, and then ad for the Builder app. And on the back, how to win on the online survey, and the pieces that come with the set, of course. And then advertisement of the other summer 2025 sets, most of which I am also going to be reviewing, so subscribe and look forward to that. And then the last building steps of it. So now on to the minifigs of this set. So first of which is new variant of Sig Riebling, which the face printing kind of similar to as we had with the X-Wing TIE Fighter mashup set last year, and hairpiece same as that one, and however the torso print, leg printing quite good for how it is, and also nice to see the green scarf kind of carried over from the previous version of him, and is also wielding the orange lightsaber, which first time we've ever had of that. And hopefully we'll see that in other sets in the future, but yeah. Then in the center is Darth Dev, which a very different kind of printing of him, or different prints of him, but also quite different than the one that came in last year's Dark Falcon set. Well, the face printing looks like that, but the hairpiece also same as that, and also the new current young Jango Boba Fett as well, and also wielding the red lightsaber as well. And however, the torso print, leg printing, all quite good for how it is, and also sidearm printing as well. Also like last year's version. Yeah. And then lastly is the all-new character, Solitius. However, Solitus, Solitius, or Solitius, however you say that. But however, and of course with this hood piece that has been included on most sets in the last few years. And underneath is a sand green headpiece with some kind of interesting face printing, and of course looking to be just about the same sort of species as like Cad Bane. And also the torso print, leg printing, all lining up quite well and looks really good for how it is, and also wielding two purple lightsabers. There's almost like we see on Mace Windu, and also interestingly has a chain between them, making them sort of nunchuck-ish, kind of interesting. Then on the back sides of each of them, do have some good back torso printing on both Sig and Dev. And then also some good double-sided faces, which are almost like their versions from last year, but underneath the cape of Solitius is some very slight back torso printing as well, but no double-sided face with him. And that is it then. Now, first off for the builds is this staff here. So, which first you might think, probably going to say, is it the same as the one that came in last year's Clone Trooper Battle Droid Battle Pack set? Well, actually not, because actually there's just a few bits kind of changed around from that one. And as you know, staffs usually carried battle droids on them, but this one carries a proper minifig of which Solitius, of course. As well, as you see, all of which same as that, kind of similar to previous ones, but also missing a sticker on the front part, which other versions have, but except for the ones that were polybags, just didn't. And also a little change from the previous ones is a rounded plate with the reverse plates or studs on them, and on the backside a rounded plate with a T-bar sticking on it as the foot platforms for, and also those have, but also have the bicycle handlebar piece, but just put in an odd way. But whereas it's not a flat one like you'd see from the previous ones of it, since those were more meant for battle droids, but this one is for Solitius to grab onto and stand on. And is, as you see, quite workable. And obviously this was a very interesting case for that. And I guess that's about it with that part of it. And then next up is this little speeder bike, which kind of similar to previous speeder bikes, but now with a distinct color scheme, which being of some red, orange, and yellow, and some various other colors as well. But also to note, there's very few stickers in this set. So, and two of which are on these road sign pieces, is at the front part of it, and then as for the rest of it, which does seem kind of thick and chunky with just like a few grill pieces on the sides, and also interesting look with the wedge plates and tiles around and curved slopes going inwards, and then on both sides are lightsaber hilts with trans orange studs to be the engines of it, of course. And then backside, which pretty much just a regular 2x3 tile for that, and then this clip part on top is for one of the main features I'll show later. And then also obviously in the center part is just where you can fit any minifig onto there if you want. But yeah. And that is it with this speeder bike here. And now onto the Force Burner Snowspeeder itself. Obviously, a little bit almost like similar to that of previous Snowspeeders, but with a little different color scheme. Well, unlike with the 2018 Sandspeeder set, which was in dark tan compared to the white we usually see on Snowspeeders. But also this set a little bit more compact, or almost as compact as most of them, and just kind of heavy with curves or jagged slopes around. Like for this front part are just a few jagged slopes around it, but in this yellow coloring, and then also do have the corner tiles around it, and like all other Snowspeeders have this like a very classic space blaster kind of piece there, and then are the wing sections also like other Snowspeeders, but just with a different texture to it, with these wedge plates and then unique assembly for these engine parts, and Also a couple jagged slopes, also like other ones, but however with a sticker piece onto it, and then also these wing pieces that fold up and are air brakes for that, and also like most versions do have these large wing fin pieces, but with large hot rod stickers on the sides, for it to be flames on the sides, of course. But then on the very back side of it, just astromech droid heads with studs on them to be the thrust of it, and then also and unlike other ones that had like old style stud shooters, but this which the newer style 2022 stud shooter, well, didn't fire that well that time. So let's try it again. There we go. And then also this back side, which has a couple like grill pieces and gold bar piece, obviously to be the extra beepling there. And then the main highlight of this whole build is this all new canopy piece, which is almost like the previous Snowspeeder builds where they were just a few random pieces together, but this switch is one whole piece, but molded in mostly trans yellow, but with trans black, or what with trans, or yeah, with black printing around it. So hope then maybe perhaps on later Snowspeeders we might get that piece again, but in clear and with white over it. Maybe that is me. Yeah, this can definitely be workable for that. And then if you look inside here, you have the little control area part with that tile piece with buttons on it, which also got called back to the original 1999 Snowspeeder and very early ones, and also a few other tile pieces as well, and 4 studs to set a minifig into. And now you probably wonder, why is there this large empty space for that? Well, if you notice the lightsaber bar piece there, well, it's for one of the main features of it. And it all closes over like so. And now, as we look underneath, and if remember the clip part of the speeder bike from earlier, it connects onto there quite easily. And then obviously got Darth Death kind of being the back shooting part of it, which nice to see that. And they all fit very well under the cockpit or canopy piece there. But also underneath you have a couple also these little tile pieces around, and also a couple of extra clip parts to clip lightsabers onto, like we see on most sets. And of course, it also quite easily able to bring out like so. So now for my overall verdict on this set, I say pretty good for how it is. Like, whereas for the 349 pieces for $55, of which quite high for that, which kind of similar trend with most sets of this new wave of Star Wars sets. Because if you look at the last Snowspeeder that we had, which was in 2019 for 20th anniversary, which was $45, and although that had 2 little extra builds, one of which that was a stand and a special anniversary fig, of which Lando Calrissian, of course, but however, this one of it, so I guess the price of that one made good sense, but this one doesn't seem to, I'm not sure about that, like where's the extra $10 come in, but yeah. But although this, which kind of from a recent show of it, and of course that one was based upon one movie for that. And then whereas for the staff build, it was at least kind of fun and interesting seeing one that's a little differently and regular, and also able to fit a minifig on to compared of a regular battle droid like previous staffs. So that, and also, and whereas for the like little speeder bike that comes out, the Snowspeeder, that is something else. And also a good bit of change from other snow speeders for that. And as for this, for the campy piece of it, I think can be workable uh, with like future versions of the snow speeder thing. And then, and for seeing this set as a good parts pack, I think get plenty of good parts for it, like obviously like plenty of red, yellow, orangish yellow, and orange, and also black for that, which can be workable in various mocks if you wanted. But yeah, and also nice to have new versions of say Grievling and Darth Dev, unlike and also that are different than the ones last year, of course. And and whereas and so now if you're looking to get this set for your Rebuild the Galaxy set collection, well, definitely pick it up. And if you are looking to get this set for your general Star Wars collection, have something a little and have a little different snow speeder as well, then definitely pick it up. And but if you don't want the $55 that is, then maybe just wait for it to go on a good sale. But yeah, in like a year. And so now that's about it with this review. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.